Your energy is your currency. Every day you make deposits and withdrawals with your thoughts, your actions, and your attention. Just like money in a bank account, if you spend it recklessly on things that have no return, you end up depleted, broke in spirit, and wondering why nothing in your life is moving forward. But when you invest it wisely, you start to see growth, abundance, and opportunities multiplying in your favor. The truth is, the way you spend your energy determines the quality of your life far more than the money in your pocket. Every conversation you have is a transaction. When you speak life, encouragement, and vision, you are making deposits into your future. When you engage in gossip, negativity, or complaining, you are making withdrawals from your own progress. Most people don't even realize how much energy they're giving away to arguments that don't matter. People who aren't invested in them or problems they can't control, and then they wonder why they feel drained before the day is even over. Your energy is the invisible force that fuels your actions. When you wake up with gratitude and purpose, your energy is charged and ready to create results. But if you wake up angry, discouraged, or distracted, your energy is already being spent in the wrong direction before you've even left your bed. This is why managing your mindset is just as important as managing your schedule. Because where your mind goes, your energy flows. Think about the people you allow into your space. Some of them leave you feeling inspired, motivated, and stronger. Others leave you feeling tired, frustrated, and doubtful. That's because every interaction is an exchange of energy. And if you're not careful, you'll end up bankrupt in spirit, because you've been letting takers drain you without ever refueling yourself. Protect your energy like it's gold, because in many ways, it's worth more than gold. Your energy determines how people perceive you. Walk into a room with confidence, clarity, and positivity, and doors will open. Walk into a room with uncertainty, insecurity, and heaviness, and people will close themselves off. You don't have to announce your energy. It speaks before you do, and people can feel it. That's why it's critical to keep your energy aligned with the kind of life you want to create, not the kind of life you're trying to escape. We've been trained to think that only money needs budgeting, but energy requires budgeting too. You can't give your best to every single person, every single problem, and every single request. If you do, you'll find yourself exhausted and unable to give your best where it actually matters. Your dreams, your family, your health, your spiritual growth. Budget your energy like a wise investor. Put it where the return is high and stop spending it where there's no growth. The most successful people are not always the ones with the most talent, education, or resources. They are the ones who guard their energy with intention. They refuse to waste it on things that don't align with their purpose. They know that every yes to something meaningless is a no to something meaningful. And they are disciplined enough to make those hard choices every single day because they understand the true value of their energy. Your energy is contagious. The people around you are either catching your enthusiasm, your vision, and your drive, or they're catching your frustration, your doubt, and your fear. That means you have a responsibility not only to yourself, but to everyone who comes in contact with you to keep your energy at a level that inspires and uplifts. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond, and that response is fueled by your energy. When your energy is high and directed toward the right things, even obstacles become opportunities. You don't see challenges as threats. You see them as stepping stones. You approach problems with creativity instead of despair, and that attitude creates solutions that others can't see. The way you carry your energy will either attract possibilities or repel them, and the choice is yours every single day. You have to understand that your energy is not limitless. If you give it away without thought, you will run out. But if you manage it with care, feed it with positivity, and protect it from the things that drain it, you will have more than enough to create the life you desire. Every decision, every habit, and every environment you allow into your life is either adding to your energy account or taking from it. If you want, I can also create a more powerful stage delivery version of this so it hits with Myron Golden, style pauses, and emphasis for a speech or video recording. That way, it will sound just like a motivational keynote. You said, stop giving your focus to what drains you, expand it, and add any ending sentence, and make it lengthy in 10 paragraph without heading and conclusion. ChatGPT said, stop giving your focus to what drains you. Every ounce of energy you give to the wrong things is energy stolen from the right things. Most people don't realize they are constantly feeding the very situations, people, and thoughts that keep them stuck. They give their attention to arguments that don't matter, to critics who have no power over their destiny, and to fears that were never meant to control their life. Every time you dwell on something that pulls you down, you are investing in your own frustration and robbing your future of progress. Your focus is a magnifying glass. whatever you point it at becomes bigger and stronger in your life. If you keep aiming it at the things that upset you, discourage you, or distract you, those things will grow until they dominate your entire mindset. And the more they grow, the less room you have left for what actually matters. You can't grow a garden if all your sunlight is shining on weeds. You can't build a life of joy and success if all your focus is feeding negativity. Every time you give your focus to what drains you, you are making a silent agreement to let it stay in your life. You might not say the words, but your attention is permission. You are telling that problem, that distraction, or that toxic voice, I'll give you my time. I'll give you my energy. I'll let you live rent free in my mind. And the truth is, whatever you permit will persist. You have to break the habit of giving permission to the things that weaken you. Some things don't need your response. They need your silence. Some battles aren't worth fighting because winning them still leaves you empty. You have to start asking yourself, does this matter to my purpose? Does this contribute to my peace? Does this align with where I'm going? If the answer is no, then every second you give it is a second you're stealing from your own growth. The most dangerous thief isn't outside. It's the one inside that spends your focus on the wrong things. You cannot get where you want to go if your mind is constantly pulled back to where you've been. Focusing on past mistakes, past betrayals, or past disappointments will only keep you reliving them. It's like driving a car while staring in the rearview mirror. You won't get far before you crash. Your attention should be on the road ahead, not the road behind. Every moment you spend looking back is a moment you could be using to create something better. People will drain you if you let them. Some do it with constant complaining, others with their endless demands, and some by refusing to take responsibility for their own lives. If you are always the one fixing, rescuing, and carrying other people's weight, you will end up too exhausted to carry your own dreams. Loving people doesn't mean you have to give them your constant focus. You can care without constantly feeding the very behavior that's holding them back. The wrong environments will drain you too. Being around negativity, chaos, and gossip will pull your energy down before you even realize it's happening. Your focus is like a sponge. It soaks up whatever is around it. If you're surrounded by problems, drama, and low expectations, your mind will start absorbing those same patterns. That's why it's critical to place yourself where your focus is fed with hope, growth, and vision. Even your own thoughts can be a drain. if you let your mind run wild with fear, worry, and doubt, you are focusing on a future you don't want. Worry is the imagination working against you. It's creating scenarios that drain you emotionally before they even happen. Every moment you spend feeding those thoughts is a moment you could be spending building solutions and preparing for success. Your focus is one of the most valuable things you have, and it's finite. You don't get it back once it's spent. Every distraction, every pointless argument, every self-destructive habit is costing you progress. The key is to become intentional. Choose where your attention goes. Choose what gets your energy, and refuse to give the wrong things any more power than they already have. When you stop giving your focus to what drains you, you free yourself to give it to what grows you. You open the door to progress, clarity, and peace. You stop feeding the weeds and start feeding the seeds. And the moment you make that shift, you begin to take back control over the direction of your life. You said you are the main character in your life. Expand it, and don't add any ending sentence and make it lengthy in 10 paragraphs without heading and conclusion. ChatGPT said, you are the main character in your life. Every single day, you wake up in a story that is being written through your actions, your choices, and your beliefs. Yet, so many people live like they are a background extra in someone else's narrative, waiting for permission, waiting for someone else to set the direction, waiting for life to just happen to them. But the truth is, no one else is going to step into your